Wild Turkey, a name that's as bold as the bourbon inside the bottle. The distillery sits high above the Kentucky River in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. If I messed up the name, let me know. Today it's owned by the Campari Group, but the real story is obviously the people behind the bottle itself. I've also have Buffalo Trace. I won't be reviewing that. This is just to kind of get my palate used to the alcohol. It's always good to have a similar drink if you're trying to get your mouth used to the alcohol, so you can taste as much as possible from the alcohol that we're gonna review. So the people behind the brand, it was Jimmy Russell, who joined back in 1954, and his son Eddie Russell. Together they've got more than 100 years of experience. Jimmy's often called the Buddha of bourbon, and between him and Eddie they've shaped what Wild Turkey is all about. But what makes Wild Turkey different? What do you guys think? Let me know. So it starts with the mash bill. Mostly it's corn, so slightly different than what you have in your Scotch single malts. In US, corn is majority of what you use for your mash bills. We have a good chunk of rye for the spice. The barrels are given a deep number 4 char called the alligator char because the wood cracks and looks very reptilian-like, if that's the word. That deep burn caramelizes the oak and gives Wild Turkey its bold toffee-like sweetness. And it looks very interesting when you look into the cask itself. I'm sure we can put some photos in so you can see them as well. They also put the spirit into the barrel at a lower entry proof than many others, about 115, which helps keep more natural flavors in. So let's talk about the bottle, or the bottles that there are in the portfolio of the distillery. Obviously, the classic Wild Turkey 101, bottled at 50.5% ABV. Yep. Or 101 proof, obviously, because of the name. There's the lighter 81 proof version, and there's 101 rye as well. I haven't tried the rye version yet, but if I have it, I'm sure we're going to review it. Then you've got the rare breed, which is a barrel proof, bottled straight from the cask with no dilution. So this will be slightly diluted, not as much as others though. You've got Kentucky Spirit, a single barrel at 101 proof as well. You have Russell Reserve, a 10-year-old, a single barrel, and that much loved 13-year edition, and I've only had that in US once. Master's Keep, which changes every year with unique aging and finishes. Then there's a Long Branch created with Matthew McConaughey. With Matthew McConaughey. Refined with mesquite and oak charcoal. And actually I have a bottle of that as well. And American Honey, their bourbon-based liquor. Oh, I think my dog has... Rambo, you okay, buddy? Sorry, that was my dog snoring. Here's a quick explainer for those who wonder about the numbers on the labels and kind of what you have in US, UK versus what you have in Europe. So proof in the US is simply double the ABV. It's as simple as that. So 101 proof is 50.5 ABV, so percentage alcohol by volume. Standard bourbons usually are around 40 to 46%, are watered down after aging to reach the consistency. But whether you use ABV or whether you use proof, it kind of means the same thing, as long as you either times it by 2 or divide it by 2. Barrel proof or cask strength means no water added, straight from the barrel, which is why rare breed comes in so much stronger. I don't have a bottle with me, but I might get one, and we can do a review of that as well in future. Wild Turkey has also made its way into culture, into the movies. So Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof has a bar scene with 6 shots of Wild Turkey. If you haven't watched it, check it out, and you might spot the Wild Turkey over there. There are a few other ones like Sling Blade. You can spot the bottle on I think in the living room table. Justify City Primeval shows Wild Turkey 101 on the screen as well. And then you have the Jessica Jones, so I think that's Marvel's series, and she drinks it in one of her episodes, and even has this like a spoof bottle called Wild Fowl later on. And of course you have Hunter S. Thompson, the journalist, who's one of the brand's most famous fans. That's also very interesting. So marketing played a big role for them too. So both in the movies, in the different drama series, and obviously you had the celebrities endorsing the brand itself. In 2016 you had Matthew McConaughey join as creative director, fronting campaigns like It Will Find You and Trust Your Spirit. He also helped make Long Branch, which is this bottle here. In 2025, Wild Turkey launched a new campaign. That campaign, I think, is very close to my heart, and I think many people liked it quite a lot. So when you know it's right, don't change a damn thing. I mean, that sounds just perfect and kind of goes straight into what Wild Turkey 101 is all about. Just celebrating that tradition of the bottle in the world that always changing, right? So even though that everything's changing, if something's good, keep it as good as it is. They have the visitor center itself that has become an icon, a cathedral of bourbon on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. So if you ever are around, have a look. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it very much. And then I think we could begin calibrating ourselves, or myself. There's only me. There's not more people around here. Okay. Let's pour it in. And let's see what we're gonna get. Actually, Wild Turkey is one of my favorite bourbons, and that's why I wanted to kind of have it go at the review. So on the nose, I get caramel, vanilla, orange peel with sherry and baking spices. Obviously, the alcohol is quite high, so you get hints of that as well. And there's oak wrapped in sweetness. It's definitely sweet and nice smelling bourbon. So let me get my notes ready, and then we'll have a go at tasting. On the palate, it's very bold, spicy with toffee, charred oak, cinnamon, pepper, citrus, and then that strong cherry or candied cherry even. The finish is long. The finish is long and warming, obviously because of the ABV, with lingering caramel. And then you get that peppery bite, just because of the higher proof, I think. For me, Wild Turkey 101 earns about 82 points. I know it quite well. It's my kind of go-to bourbon straight away. I'll do the tasting and nosing notes after this review. So it delivers more character than most bottles at the same price, and it never pretends to be anything other than what it is, an honest Kentucky bourbon. So you either love it or you like it. You don't really hate Wild Turkey. So that's the spirit of Wild Turkey, and here at Whisky Clan, all drams are welcome. So tell me, what would you like me to try next? If you have your favorite whiskey that you would like me to review, let me know. I have two propositions, so the Long Branch, or we have Nika whiskey from the barrel, so we could sail all the way to Japan. Let me know what you think, and thank you again for listening, and I hope I'll see you again.